It's your boy Banner, and welcome to another episode of Try Bonsai. I do that in reverse, boy. Anyways, so as you could see, there's a tile pot in front of your face. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill some holes into this tile pot, and well, I have the pot. So once you have the pot, you have to get things to put into the pot. Anywho's, I'm not going to bore you guys with the drilling of holes into tile pots because I have about 3 sizable pots to put some tiles into. What I'm going to do, my friends, is take you over to a bit of work that I have to do. Yeah, so let's go across to the repotting and possible styling of some Bougainvillea items. Holy city. Alright, let me just go. Hey my friends. So, as I would have mentioned, I have some Bougainvilleas to repot, some new additions to repot. But there's an interesting story with these. It's your boy Banner again, and welcome to Try Bonsai. What is happening is that I have a person who is interested in creating a bonsai for their aunt, and what she has done is she has asked me to take a Bougainvillea and create it in the form of a bonsai. Now, granted, and we all understand, all of us who deal into bonsai is not an immediate thing. It's something that transitions over time, because the plant has to be cared for, nurtured, shaped, groomed, all of these various things to create a bonsai. So ideally what I'm going to do today is not necessarily create a bonsai, but create something of a starter, so that over the time and over the period, over the years coming, it will be cared for by its new owner, and it will eventually blossom into this amazing bonsai tree. Yeah? So, with that said, I went to a plant shop here, obviously a local plant shop. I didn't jump on a plane and go on by a plant shop. That would have been interesting. I went to Mayogi and I got these 3 bonsai, potential bonsai trees, these bougainvilleas. So let me show you what I got. Let me show you what the lady wants for her aunt, and then let's get to doing some work. Wole City. So, as in usual fashion, before I start to show a lady plant, the weather, all of a sudden the weather is changing, and it is very humid, very, very hot. I'm sweating. Anyways, so let me show you what I got. So this is the first one. A nice pixie bougainvillea with a lot of potential. At least I am seeing a lot of potential in this. And obviously we're going to have to take out the weeds. And there's a repot that is happening with this today. And some branch selection. Yeah? So this is one. As you have a nice little look at it. And as I turn in it, I realize that I don't have my turntable. So I'll have to go and get that. Right? And this is a nice front. There's a little lean to the trunk, and with some clipping and whatnot, something could be developed from this. Yeah, so that is one. This is the second one. This was chosen by the young lady for her aunt. Now, herein lies I don't want to call it the mishap, but the challenge, because as you can see, the trunk on this is very straight. That's one. Now it has some beautiful I was calling it a light purple. I was corrected, it's lilac. Okie dokie. It has some beautiful flowers. And it also has, up here, as you can see, 2 branches coming out of the same spot. Right? So, there is a bit of thinking that has to go into how we're going to work with this. But this ideally is the plant, the potential bonsai, the future bonsai that has been chosen. And we're going to make a magic with this. Now, I'm saying it up front, some wire is going to be used in the creation or the shaping of this. Yeah? So, that is 2. And 3, I chose this as a challenge unto myself. Now you notice it has no set of foliage on this, and it looking like it half starved, or I know. May not necessarily be half starved, might just be the species. It dropped all the leaves, and with some good soil, a nice repotting, some good soil and some attention, it may come back quite nicely, right? This is the chance that I took with this one. I took this chance. I saw it and I took this chance. Now, it has a really very nice flower, small, very delicate. So, this is the body of work, my friends, that we are going to do today. We're going to repot these 3 Bougainvillea plants, creating trees out of them, creating bonsai trees out of them in the future. So, let we disco. All right, my friends. So, first things first, we're going to deal with this one, and we're going to get him out of the pot. Now, what I'm going to do with this fella, I find here a little, smidgen shaky, but that's okay. We're going to work with it. Now, obviously, this was in a nursery, and they would have given their plants a good soaking this morning. So let me get this out of this pot, and let's come back and see what it is we're working with below, and see what we're working with on top. Hold a minute, scratch that. Wait, 1 second. 1 second. I'm doing the same thing again. And what is the same thing again? I should ideally deal with the top of it first, and then deal with the roots and put it into its new home. So, first things first, let's have a look at it. As you can see, I don't have a turntable, but I turn in the plant manually. It's very nice. Full of flowers. Very, very full of flowers. Now, there are, let's see if you can see this, a couple shoots coming out from this spot here. Right? A couple shoots coming out of this spot here, and a couple shoots coming out of this lower branch here. So there are some decisions to be made on how that will go. And as I would have mentioned, it's a very, very straight trunk. In order to give this some kind of taper, I'm thinking that it'll have to be leaned. How heavy the lean will be, I don't know. But it'll have to be leaned, and this will serve. This could be wired down, this wired up. Removing this little piece of dead bit here, and I think we could try to make something from that. Wall is out looking. Yeah? So, let's get to work on looking at the branches, although they are not much, but looking at the branches and seeing what we're doing and what we're not doing. So I got me a piece of wire here, and my root rake is here, and I have my concave cutters, and what I'm going to do, first things first, is remove this top bit here. Take away this piece here so, and this wood is very, very, very soft. Very soft. Right, and as I remove that top bit, I'm just going to kind of neaten up that cut just a little to look a little more seamless. Now, I still don't have a microphone as yet, and as I said before, the problem is with the device, not the microphone. So I'm working on it, my friends. I'm working on that. So I've made that cut there, smoothing or creating a better transition somewhat between the apex and the trunk. And as I go in just for a little bit more, you know, I have to be very careful because this knife is very sharp. Right, so that's that. And the aim now is to create a lean like this. And when we create this lean, we're going to bring this branch up and bring this down. So I'm going to get to some wiring, and then we're going to come back and look at it and see what is happening. Yeah. Now, my friends, as I would have mentioned, you're seeing two branches coming out of the same spot. So a decision has to be made whether or not I'm going to keep those two branches or remove one. Now, let me look at it from the underneath. And first things first, what I would want to do as I get my tool is to remove anything that we see crossing. So I have a crossing branch here. I remove that there. Now, the crossing, the two branches are not exactly on the same plane. One is just above the other. Right, one is just above the other. And I'm wondering about that. Because if I remove one, I would have to wire one into place clearly to add that spread. And then add some further wires to create more of a definition. So that is what I have to do. I have to choose one. Which one? I'm thinking, because when I look at these, I have this coming up here. It has this very long branch coming off here. And these two. This has a little closer. It's a little bit closer. So just for the sake of argument, let me just remove this and look at this and see. And if I remove this one and look at this, what do I have? So to me, the choice is obvious. I'm going to remove this branch and work with this one to bring this one as the new apex or potential canopy to the top. Yeah. So, according to my friend Nigel, big cut coming up. And I will take it roughly at first. And I'll come in and clean that up. And that is what will be wired into place. I'm talking about wire like I know exactly what I'm doing. Now, this branch also has the same dilemma. There's one main one, and there's this little one to the bottom. And I'm thinking that I want to take out the little one to the bottom and keep this to the top here, but shortening this quite a lot. That is the decision. That is the choice that I'm going to make, that I'm going to go with. So yet another cut coming up. Right, that is one, and I'm going to cut it here for now, shortening this. So this is what I am left with. Now what we're going to do is to wire these into some kind of placement, as the tree is going to have a new orientation. Yep, so I broke a branch that I did not want to break. I'm gonna remove this branch. So now I have two, and with the two that I have, taking into consideration the lean, I'm gonna bring these a bit forward and then bring the top of it a bit back, adding some movement to them, so that when they take their new orientation, the new planting orientation, it should be. And I heard that. So Rome wasn't built in a day, and my friends, I am going completely out of my comfort zone here. Whew. So my friends, I'm encountering some additional stresses with this particular species. It is very, very brittle and breaking apart quite easily. Very, very, very easily. So I am trying my best to exercise as much caution as possible. It could possibly be my ability to wire that is causing the problem. But phew, let's see how it goes. So I'm going to continue doing some wiring and trying to put some kind of a shape to this tree, and then we're going to see about potting it up. There's just a tree to do. There we go. So I did my best with the wiring, as I always, the disclaimer that I always put up, I'm no wire expert, but I did my best with the wiring. What I've encountered, however, with this particular species of Bougainvillea is that it is very brittle and it breaks quite easily. So this is the angle that I'm looking at, because as I said, the trunk is extremely straight, and we want to try to see if we can add some kind of a definition or give it some kind of character, so let's get to potting this up. Let me get this out of the dirt and let's look at the roots and pot it up. So what you're seeing in your full view is the plant, and these are a lot of young, nice feeder roots with this green thing again that I would have encountered before. I'm not going to remove it right as yet because these roots are extremely young. So I want to get this into some soil very quickly, and this is the orientation. This is the angle at which I'm going to plant this tree. So let's get to that quick fast. So this is the pot of choice, a nice bonsai training pot. It might be a bit much, but it gives it a lot of room for growth. And this is what my friend has picked for her aunt as well. So let me get some soil into this, and I'm gonna come right back. So as you can see, what I've done is I've put a nice base layer of soil, and I'm going to add a little bit of slow release fertilizer, making sure that the soil is good and well ready. Now, considering that I'm planting this at an angle, right, I'm going to cut this out, these extra long roots. Considering that I'm planting this at an angle, I still want to ensure that I have a nice radial root system. So I'm going to do my best to place the roots, these very delicate roots, and as I'm looking at it, I'm planting it off center at about here. That's the angle I'm looking at. Usually what I would do is come in with my chopstick and start to go through for air pockets, right? But this tree is quite young, and what I have to do as well when I'm finished planting it is to kind of add little tweaks to the wire to ensure that I have a nice 360 spread and not the noisy word I'm looking for, a two-dimensional kind of system happening here. Because what I'm noticing is that the branch is one-sided and I want to get it more center. So let me get this into the soil, get these roots nice and settled into this soil, and make sure that it is good and well stable. As you know, I don't tie down trees. I opt for I would take a rock and I would put the rock to help stabilize the planting. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick to that, and let's see how this goes. So my friends, when I thought that I was doing 3 in one day, I ended up doing 1. And what I have to do now, if I could find my scissors, is remove the excess wire. That is it, my friends. As you would have seen, I would have removed some flowers, and I removed some bigger leaves in an effort to reduce some of the strain on this tree, hoping for success. Right? Let me know what you think in the comments. As I mentioned, wiring is not my forte. Yes, I need to learn a bit more about it, and I'm all up for it. This is what I've done. As you can see, I put a rock to the back here to help stabilize, and a rock in the front here, I countersank a rock in front here piece of the stone that I collected from up on the northern coast to add something of a feature. And to me it don't look bad, you know. It looks alright. It has the potential for a lot. As it grows and develops, a lot more can be done with it. Right? Now it's just a matter of ensuring its survival. So let me know what you think in the comments. As per usual, thank you so very, very much for joining me here on Try Bonsai. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, share with everybody. You know, I like the comments. Continue to comment. You know, anybody that would benefit from what I do from my standpoint, you know, share it with them. Share. And yeah, that's it. So, only know the usual. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Treat people how you want to be treated. And always remember that our climate is our responsibility. We have an opportunity to change it for the better. If not for ourselves within our lifespan, we could play it forward and do it for the generations to come. Yeah? So I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.